Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. How is it going, everyone? How is it going? We're going to do about a 1 hour Q&A session here. Give a little bit for people to get in here as we make this happen. A little late night Q&A. Because why not? Why the heck not? That is the question. So we're just waiting around. Waiting for some peeps to get in here. How is it going? So I wasn't going to have a little bonus Q&A tonight, but I was hoping I was going to be playing Madden 19 right now. And then I rechecked the time on when it's available for me. It's actually not available for me to play on PC till 10 a.m. tomorrow. So, I guess I'll worry about playing it tomorrow. Is this the Nintendo Direct? Wouldn't that be something, huh? Hey everyone, welcome to the Nintendo Direct. Oh man. So hey Mail Your Mail and Blank Floof, how's it going? Check over on the old Twitch. Not seeing really anyone over on Twitch right now, which is alright. How is everyone doing today? Or tonight? On this beautiful night. Got about an hour to live stream here before we are calling it quits. I was going to play a game too, and I'm like, kind of watching the Brewers game over here on my other monitor, so I don't really feel like playing any games right now, especially while it's a one-run game. Late, because they're playing against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Alright. So just like any other Q&A we have, you can ask pretty much any questions you want as long as they're within our given rule set. You know, no politics, no religion. You can ask personal questions. It's up to me if I want to answer those questions or not, of course. We try to center most of the questions around Nintendo. Be sure to ping me in the chat at Nintendo Prime. I suppose I could enable this one thing here. So for every super chat or donation, I will do a shot of something. Don't know what. For the next hour, as we're running this Q&A session for about an hour. Maybe a little less. Won't be a little longer. I can guarantee that. Unless something crazy happens that I can't predict. like if we're a half hour in and all of a sudden we start getting like 10,000 super chats and whatever, like I guess I'd be obligated to continue on. But anyways, Random Crazy Gamer, I guess kind of sort of has our first question. Says GTA Switch. Won't Grand Theft Auto on Switch be great? I think Grand Theft Auto on Switch would be great. It's not going to happen. Or I shouldn't say it's not going to happen. I don't think it is going to happen. Is more so where I'm sitting right now. Did you see that, I don't know if you guys saw this, Undertale is getting a collector's edition, a physical collector's edition in Japan for Switch. It's kind of cool. It's got like this really, really neat art book, and it's got a story booklet, a 2-disc soundtrack that has commentary as well by Toby Fox. Cleaning cloth, collection of dog fortune bookmarks. Apparently there's 6 different ones, and you only get one of them. So you'd have to buy... Man, imagine you want to get all the collector stuff. You'd have to go a little nuts. 14 karat gold coated locket. That makes sense for Undertale. I don't know, it's kind of cool. I saw that today, and I'm like, oh, we're not going to report on that, but that's kind of neat. I like that. I like it a lot. I think we need Knack on Switch before anything else. Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. Macman, hey, what do you think the next big what do you think will be the next big third-party game? Well, we already got Fortnite. We got Paladins, which I didn't expect us to get. a good question. Madden 19, please. That's not happening. That's already decided. Man, I don't know. That's a tough one because I'm not really sure. Is it going to end up being the next Doom game or the next Wolfenstein? Is it going to be something that we haven't seen yet? We're getting a surprise Fallout game. Fallout 4 New Vegas or Fallout 3 New Vegas, whatever. One of the older Fallout games. Is it going to be Grand Theft Auto? I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think it could be something maybe more exciting, more new, but I don't really know. Honestly, I have no idea. It's kind of strange. For the first time in a while, beyond NBA 2K19 and FIFA 19, I really don't know what third parties are, like major AAA third parties are doing on Switch. It could be absolutely nothing. I hope that's not true, but it could be. So it's one of those things where I'm kind of sort of in no man's land right now, waiting. It feels like there has to be something, but I just don't know what it's going to be. Let's see here. Hello, Master Chief Collection for Switch. Jeez, you guys. MacMan also says, who would you want as a newcomer in Smash? I want Doomslayer, but no chance of that happening. A newcomer in Smash? I mean, I've talked about this before. I mean, Conker, from Conker's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie, all that stuff. I'm all for that. If we're talking about just Nintendo characters, personally, I want Tingle in the game. It's not going to happen, but I would love to have Tingle in the game. Let's see here. Crossing your fingers, we get Overwatch. I don't know if Blizzard has any plans for that, or any plans for Switch in general. I think Hearthstone might come over before Overwatch, but I don't think Overwatch is going to end up coming over. Especially with Paladins here. Like, the only reason they would come over is because Paladins is blowing up, and Paladins is doing amazing. And I don't know what the numbers are for Paladins or what the revenue is. If it turns out that it's really, really high, then you can see Blizzard being like, hey, you know what? People like Overwatch, quote-unquote, better, so let's bring Overwatch over and kind of push Paladins out the door. Kind of like Fortnite sort of did to Crazy Justice before Crazy Justice even released. Now people aren't even really talking about Crazy Justice anymore, because Crazy Justice, if you remember, was going to be like the first Battle Royale game on Switch, and then Fortnite, out of nowhere, just beat it to the punch. Kind of feel bad for the devs that no one's really talking about Crazy Justice anymore. Let me see here. Scrolling down. Remember to ping my name, please, at Nintendo Prime in the chat if you have questions. I know we don't have a lot of chit-chat right now, but it just makes things stand out, makes it a little easier for me. Nintendo says, so what's going on Friday? Saw my tweet. Respond to my tweet, and I might message you. If you happen to be a YouTuber, respond to my tweet. I'll message you and see what we can make happen. I've got an idea. It's an idea I've had before, but I need to run it by some people, so before I just go forward with it. I just wanted to talk to some YouTubers about it. Let's see here. The Genius of Battle DHG says, greetings once again, Mr. Prime and fellow Prime Squad. I really hope everyone is doing good. Will always love your streams and uploads, Mr. Prime. I totally dig your style of Nintendo vids. Thanks, man. I like to think I have a different style. Like, yeah, I report on news. Yeah, I have opinions and rants and all that stuff. And there's a zillion and one places that do that. But I feel like you can have a zillion and one places that do something, but you only have one me. And my approach to things. Some people don't like my approach to things. Some people don't like my long-winded opinions. Some people don't like that, someone said the other day, I ramble. Well, that's just my style. If you don't like it, it's okay. There's plenty of places that are going to give you some information or the same information or different information that don't talk and don't approach things the way that I do. I like the way I approach things, so all I can do is what I enjoy doing, and this is what I enjoy doing. Who remembers Dark Soul on Switch? Good times. It sounds like based on Nintendo's advertising, it might actually be coming out like by the end of summer. I feel like there's a Nintendo Direct coming, and that's where we're gonna see the sometime this month. I think a Nintendo Direct's dropping, and then we're going to get a release date for Dark Souls Remastered. But yeah, there was just new videos going up with new gameplay on places like Game Explain at a press event. So yes, Dark Souls is still very much in the works for Switch and still coming. They just had a press event for it. So we just don't have a release date publicly known yet anyways. Let's see here. Ultimate Keymasters, I honestly think I should just delete the Octopath demo. I know I barely tried the first prologue, but I'm already convinced I don't think it looks very good to me, so I don't think I should bother. Well, it's an art style thing, right? Like, if you don't enjoy the art style, that's really going to probably put you off on the rest of the game. You know, it's a free demo, so you don't have to feel bad about deleting a free demo. It's just, you know, if you played it and you can't get into it, then all right. Like, what are you going to do? If the art style is not for you and it puts you off too much to enjoy a game, it puts you off too much to enjoy the game. There's nothing you can do about that. That's the way people felt about the Wind Waker. There's people to this day that will not pay the Wind Waker because the art style puts them off. And what are you going to do? You can't tell them they're wrong. You can talk about how amazing the game is, but unfortunately for people who can't get past the art style, it doesn't matter. You know, and that's just like with Octopath. It's not going to matter if you don't enjoy the look. And it's okay to not enjoy the look. Like, that is something that is okay. Just like it's okay to enjoy the look of the game. For me, it's hard for me to be like, how do you not think this looks amazing? But you gotta remember, I grew up with those kind of games, so like it's kind of a nostalgic feeling for me combined with new age tech that just feels awesome. But that's not always going to be the case for everyone, especially in these newer generations where people associate games that look like that with indie titles, and a lot of people like don't enjoy indie titles. Whereas I look at that as like, no man, this is what AAA gaming used to be like. Like, this is awesome. But again, that's just me. And I'm going to leave this hanging then. By the time we would see what third parties are up to. That's what I hope. I think there's got to be some third party announcements coming in the next Direct, whenever it is. I may not be this month at all. I have no inside information. I'm just speculating that it makes sense for an end of summer Direct and then another one this fall/winter. Let's see here. The Genius of Battle Deirdre says, I am a huge fan of the Mario Party series. What do you honestly think of Super Mario Party on Switch? LOL, I definitely love the refreshing feel of it based on YouTube footage. I think it looks great. I think it's one of the best looking Mario Party games in a long time. Not just visually, but like in terms of the original ideas they seem to have with the mini games, their approach to the maps. Hey, Nintendo Talk gave us $1.99 through a super chat. 1 second here. Ugh. Let me get you fired up here. We'll go with a little Jacko Blast. It's actually going to be kind of neat when I'm finally out of alcohol. Like, all of the bottles I have bought over the past year just empty. I'm kind of not buying anything new until I empty everything. Although Cannon Blast is still up in there. I really hope I don't have to dive into Cannon Blast tonight. If I have to dive into Cannon Blast, then you know it's becoming a rough night, because Cannon Blast is not fun. Let me tell you. At least not fun for me. It's got that smoky feel, or that smoky taste. Not that great. Thank you so much, Nintendo. Oh, not that great either. Better than Cannon Blast. Anyways, I'm eventually going to go through all this, and I can refresh the stock and get some different choices in here. I'm just looking at what's left. I got some Watermelon Smash left. And then probably the Cannon Blast. I'm down to just the rum. I still have a little bit of rum. All right. Well, and beer. I've got like a case of beer. But what do I think of Mario Party on Switch? I think it looks great. I'm holding back my reservations. Edward Norton with the $1. I'm holding back my reservations on it because I'm not sure. Basically, I got really excited for Mario Tennis Aces. I don't think that's a secret. I played the demo, loved the demo. Played it at E3, loved it at E3. Everything they showed about it looked good, but that's because they showed all the best parts. They showed the gameplay, and then they showed little teases of the single player that looked good. And those moments in single player are good. But then I was really let down by the rest of the game. So gameplay was amazing. The online tournaments are really neat. But everything else about the game to me was a letdown. And this is why I'm holding reservations on Super Mario Party. Everything we have seen has looked amazing. But what if all they're doing is showing us the best parts of the game and everything else about the game sucks? You know, yeah, they showed us some sweet minigames. But that's like 5 out of, 60. And the other 55 suck. So it's one of those things where I'm not going to... try, because of what happened with Mario Tennis Aces, I'm not going to get myself too high on Super Mario Party. I'm probably going to end up buying it and trying it out, and I think it'll make for an excellent live stream game, especially if there's online play, and even if there's not, being able to bring Eric on stream or Yulia on stream, I think it'll be a great live stream kind of game, because who doesn't? I mean, come on. We all remember playing Mario Party when we were younger and like just arguing with our siblings and our friends and the craziness. Now imagine that's happening on a live stream as an adult. Like, I think that's cool. I think it's a great live stream game probably. But I'm trying to prevent myself from getting too high on it because I've not honestly played a good Mario Party game since I was a kid. Every game I have tried as an adult from the Mario Party series has not been good. And that sucks because I really thought that Wii had high potential to have good Mario Party games. And I thought they all were terrible. So that's what I honestly think. I think it looks great, but I'm tepid because it's kind of, Mario Party games usually in the same tier of games like Mario Tennis Aces. And I got too hyped for Mario Tennis Aces that ended up being let down by the fact that most of it under-delivered for me beyond gameplay. Gameplay is excellent. Best Mario Tennis gameplay ever. But cheers, Edward. Oh, man. Oh, man. We got to finish this off. I do not want any of that Jacko Blast left, let me tell you. This is what the old Jacko Blast. See, that's almost gone. We got to get rid of that. Oh, man. That is definitely turned. That's for sure. Dark Souls was leaked to come out on August 31st. Means we'll probably get a direct soon. I think we're getting... I'm not sure about that leak, whether it's legit or not. But I think we're getting a direct in August. I think it makes too much sense to have one in August. I'm not going to speculate when. Probably on a random Tuesday somewhere. Who really knows? Let me see here. Reading the chat. Most realistic way Nintendo announces Mother 3. With jokes that Mother 3 isn't happening. So basically what they've been doing the whole time, because no one's going to believe it until it actually arrives. I think the best way to release Mother 3 at this point is to not even announce it. Just wake up one day and it just happens to be there on the eShop. If they don't announce the direct soon, I'll force myself to 100% Breath of the Wild. Like, yeah, I think that's a punishment. Breath of the Wild's fun. The Genius of Battle DFG says, Mr. Prime. Mr. Prime. I haven't been called a Mr. very often. I am kind of like you when it comes to talking. I totally love to chit-chat with random people in real life or over the interwebs about how life is going in video games. Keep rocking. Well, I don't like to chit-chat with random people. I mean, obviously, I'm chit-chatting with you guys. But if all, like, 23, 24 of you guys were, say, out at a bar and I was there, I probably wouldn't talk to any of you. I don't like strangers in real life. I don't really socialize with, unless I am meeting them through someone else that I know, or if it's a fan meetup. If we ever grow big enough that I could justify doing a fan meetup, of course I'm going to talk because you guys are the fans. But in general, it's not that I'm scared of talking in front of a crowd. I'm more of a reserved personality. I mean, I'll get out on that dance floor and I will dance like a fiend. I will grab that mic and I will sing karaoke to my heart's content. But I'm really reserved in that way. So, yeah, I like to talk. But I like to talk about things I'm passionate about. I don't necessarily just grab a random person and just start, spewing my whole life to them. That's just kind of something that's unique about live streams, in that I'm not actually looking at any of you. It's a lot easier to hold a conversation with all these strangers on YouTube when I don't have to see you guys. You guys are just a bunch of people that show up in a chat room. And I pray that I don't say anything too stupid. Let's see here. I think the visual style of Super poor clash to my eyes. The sprites are tiny and it doesn't look good with the big 3D environments. Don't animate much. I kind of hate the lighting. See, everything you're talking about, Ultima, I just love. So, I mean, again, it's one of those to each their own situations. You're satisfied you subbed to me. Subscribers are super nice and cool. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we have a pretty nice crowd. I like our fan base. Our fan base is very supportive of each other. Obviously, you'll have people in there that are very critical, and they will say, "But we're part of your fan base too." I'm like, "No, you're part of the viewer base. You're not part of the fan base." There's a difference between the people who watch everything and the people who are actually consider themselves Nintendo Prime fans. There is a difference. Our actual fans, we're all they're pretty cool. Pretty cool peeps. Let's see here. Hey, Cody, how's it going, man? Glad to see you here on the stream. Yeah, Ultimate Keymaster. And then I hear these characters basically don't talk to each other. He's talking about Octopath Traveler. From the Not Tales of Skits, which is baffling with it. See, here's the thing. Again, that's something you hate. This is something highly unique to this game. There's no video game in the world that functions the way Octopath does. Where it's literally 8 individual stories that, no, they don't cross over. What game does that? None of them. That's actually what makes Octopath so amazing to me. 8 different paths, all of them unique. No overarching crossover story. I get the criticism, but to me it's a plus because it's doing something that no other JRPG does. There is no other JRPG that would even remotely consider throwing 8 individual stories in a game. And not have there be an overarching connection between them all. I love that. A lot of people won't like that because they're so ingrained in the way games have always been. But that's what I love about Octopath. It breaks away from like what you expect. You expect at the end of all of the chapters for each character that finally there'll be this one thing that connects everything. And there's a little tiny thing, but it doesn't really connect all the stories together. The only thing that is a little weird is obviously like when they have dialogue that say, "Oh, I got to go on this alone," but yet you have 4 other, 5 other people with you. I wish they would have adjusted that dialogue a little bit, but beyond that small little criticism I have with a just very specific dialogue pieces, it doesn't bother me. Like I'm thrilled that they treat it's basically like you're getting 8 games in one is what it feels like to me. Which makes it worth the $60 price. But that's me. That's personal. I totally get why people aren't into it. It's not the way any JRPG in the history of JRPGs has ever done things. So some people are going to be really turned off by it. I'm not one of those people. I love it for it. Again, it's another plus in my book. If I wanted to do what all the other JRPGs do out there, I'd just go play those JRPGs. But again, it's okay that you're not into it. Let me see here. Oh, we have a new subscriber, Sareka Smith. Welcome. Welcome. All right. See, again, I have another disagreement. Ultimate Keymaster talks about, I think the visual style is super poor. Clash to my eye. Okay, yeah, he talked about the sprites. And then later on, you mentioned how the battle system might be all right. But then you talked about something about how like Final Fantasy, like you don't like it being compared to Final Fantasy 6. Final Fantasy 6 looks better. Bravely Default looks better. I completely disagree. Octopath Traveler to me looks way more gorgeous than both of those games. But again, personal taste. My subjective opinion on how amazing Octopath Traveler looks. To me, Octopath Traveler might be the best looking game on Switch. One of the best looking sprite-based JRPGs I've ever played in my life. But again, subjective opinions. It's okay for you to feel differently. Let me see here. Will I get WarioWare? Nope. I'm not going to get WarioWare. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Ultimate. Anyone remember when Ultimate Chicken Horse was supposed to come out last summer? Did that not come out? I didn't really pay attention if it didn't come out or not. Not exactly the biggest fan. So, but if the story's isolating with a medium-sized party, I really don't like the graphics style. Pure gameplay alone, I don't think will get me. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I said it's totally fine for Octopath Traveler not to be for you. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you to like something that you obviously don't like the direction of. So, let me see here. I think I just missed something. God, I hate how the chat jumps. Ever going to add new peeps to the mod on Discord, or will I continue my solo rule? Duo. You realize the activity on that Discord isn't like super high, right? We have an official Nintendo Prime Discord. To be part of it, you have to become either a patron, a sponsor of our YouTube channel, or a subscriber on Twitch. You do that, and you get access to our Discord server. And speaking directly to Duo Master, who's the only moderator on that server, why do we need more moderators on the server? The server has a grand total of what? Let me just double check. The server itself has a grand total of 19. Let's see. 20, 21, 22, 23 people besides ourselves. Why the heck do we need more than one moderator for 23 people? We don't. And I do most of the moderating. So, like, it's not like you even have to do anything. So, yeah, why would I put moderators on a server that I don't need more moderators on? Like, you don't just put moderators out there to put moderators. We're not dealing with a server with 100 active users, right? Like, it's a server I can handle on my own right now. When we grow, sure. Just like with our live streams. As we grew, I tossed some mod ship to you guys. Didn't really think I needed it at the time. Turns out it's actually come in handy with some of my streams, especially when we get some of those Player Essence or Spawn Wave, doing one of those raids on us, or if it just happens to be a really popular stream and I'm deep diving into a game and I'm not watching the chat as much. But that's not an issue on Discord. So mods have come in very handy in our live streams. But Macman, does the Sony people count as a fan base? I mean, if they are fans of me, sure. Hey, John, how's it going? Let me see here. Hideki Kamiya would develop a Castlevania title that's 2D and has the Platinum Games action to it. Man, you got some nice dreams over there, man. Anyone remember? Oh yeah, read that. Sorry, my chat is just jumping all over the place. Can we get a Metal Gear Survive for Switch? Probably not. We're not gonna get Metal Gear anything based on the company running it. Guys, remember to ping my name in the chat if you have an actual question. At Nintendo Prime in the chat. With the space, without the space. Either one will work for me. Oh no, are the Brewers about to blow it? Ooh. Nope, it was a foul ball. Jeffers is closing the game. Uh-oh. I suppose Knable needed a game off. Sorry. Bottom of 9, 1 out against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. Brewers are up 1-0. We win this game. We are tied for the division lead with the Cubs. It's intense. Come on, get this out. Get this out. I'm waiting for questions right now anyways. Get this out. Let me check over on Twitch. I don't have any questions on Twitch right now. Come on, Jeffers. Strike him out. Come on, Jeremy Jeffers. Let's go. Oh, got him. Nice. 2 outs. 2 outs. 1 more to go. Pulled the string on him. Not a question. I've been playing Payday 2 again. I have 30 hours total. How in the world have they not even had a patch yet? Because I don't think anyone bought Payday 2 on Switch. I mean, I'm not going to say nobody, but I don't think it sold a lot of copies. So they're just not doing anything with it. Kind of sucks, to be honest, but Payday 2 is actually a lot of fun. But that's why they haven't... I think that's why they haven't patched it. They just didn't sell enough copies to care. Guys talking about The Division. That Blink flew. Crossover between The Division and Kirby. That would probably be a candidate for most unlikely crossover in gaming history. What's Ultimate Chicken Horse? It's a game. It's a game. Just type it in Google. You'll see. Yeah, Payday 2 is it's a fun game. There's nothing wrong with Payday 2. I mean, there was when it initially came out on Steam, but by the time it came to Switch, it was a fully polished, well-rounded game. Hey! Brewers won, baby. 1-0. I can't believe that one run they scored in like the second inning actually held up. Nice. Awesome. Questions. How many times can you dab in 10 seconds? I don't know, and I don't want to find out. Oh, man. Not a lot of questions going in. We might have to cut the Q&A a little short tonight, which is fine. It was an unplanned Q&A anyways. It'll be, there's our legit Q&As, like 12 and a half hours from now. Maybe 13 and a half, it'll depend. God, my 2-year-old's awake. He's having a hard time falling asleep tonight. Tender Prime console versions got a half update the other day, meaning the meteor part of the update will drop in the near future. However, they waited nearly a year for the update already. This didn't include the Switch version. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, though. I'm not talking about how far Switch version is behind the PC version. I'm saying they're not bothering to update the Switch version because nobody bought the Switch version. So like when you're talking about how the console version's got a half update the other day, but it didn't include the Switch version. Again, what did I say? The Switch version didn't sell enough copies. I don't think the Switch is getting updated at all. I think the Switch version is done. They're not going to do anything with it. It didn't sell enough copies. It didn't sell enough copies for them to put development resources into updating the game. It sucks. It sucks. It does suck. I mean, I guess you could see it coming. It was such an older game, later port, like, you know, not a huge name franchise. So I guess you can kind of see. Plus, they haven't really treated the console version that well on other platforms, anyways. But guess what they added? Voice chat in game. Well, it's because you can have voice chat in game, as Fortnite proves. Actually, Splatoon 2 was the first game to prove that, but it's in a mode that nobody uses. Random games you'd recommend. Fate/Extella. Never cared about Fate before. And yeah, it's a sequel to a PSP game, but I stopped caring about that and just really enjoyed the story. Why would it matter if it's a sequel to a PSP game? That's what's so weird. Like, yeah, it's a sequel to a PSP game, but I stopped caring about that. Why would you care about that anyways? Why does it matter what platform the game was on? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why does it matter it's a PSP game? Why would that be something anybody cares about? Who cares? A good game's a good game. It doesn't matter what platform it's on. Gadget Mike 21 says, do you think indies should avoid the holiday season for the Switch, or is there plenty of space around Pokemon and Smash? Indies shouldn't avoid the holiday season because when you have all those new Switch owners come in, usually one of the first things they do after playing the initial game they bought for Switch for a while is head to the eShop and see what's going on. It's actually a good time to release indie games. I mean, obviously, another good time is at the launch of a system. Indie games sold very, very well at launch of Switch, and Breath of the Wild was right there. Super Bomberman R was right there. A month later was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So there's room for indie games to come out around the time a lot of games come out, especially on Switch when Switch isn't overcrowded with AAA third-party games during that period. It's basically, there's Smash, there's Pokemon, there's NBA. That's it. As far as we're aware, there's no other major games coming out. 3 games. You could definitely release indie games in between those 3 games. So either way, did I enjoy the purchase of Payday 2? I mean, it's a weird question when someone says, do you enjoy the purchase? I know what you mean. You mean, do I regret buying Payday 2? essentially. Because do I enjoy the purchase? Who enjoys spending money? I'd rather just get everything for free. Who enjoys spending money? I don't enjoy spending. I don't enjoy opening my wallet and handing cashiers or running my card online. I'd rather things just show up and I never pay for it. But do I regret the purchase? No. Payday 2 was fun. I had my fun with it. I'm good. Move on. I wish Eric would have picked it up. I probably would have played longer if Eric would have bought it. Because he told me he was going to buy it and then he never bought it. I should have known better, but sometimes I lean on Eric like, hey, this is a game we're going to play together all the time. Sweet. And then let me see here. I got you, Mike. Is it ever a bad? Is it ever a bad time then for indie games? I'm surprised they're still doing well. I love them, but surprised since the eShop is kind of flooded at times. I don't think the eShop's flooded in the first place. We're talking about an average of less than 3 games releasing on the eShop a day. 3 games a day. That's not a flood. I'm sorry. I don't know why people think 20 to 30 games a week is a flood of games. It's literally 3 games a day, which is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. That being said, as for, is there ever a bad time? Of course there's a bad time. For Switch, not really. For PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, yeah. If you have, during the holidays, if you have a period where, 8 AAA games come out in 1 month, that's probably not a good month to release an indie game. But Switch doesn't have that problem. That's the thing. So it's not even a problem. Switch, it's a good problem to have. Too many games coming out. But Switch just, it's not a problem for Switch. I wish it was a problem for Switch, but it's not a problem for Switch. Switch doesn't have enough of those kind of games coming out. So it's almost never a bad time to release an indie game. Let's see here. Heck, Eric should still pick it up. He's not going to. Eric's not going to pick it up. Eric buys like 1 game a year. 2 last year. He bought Zelda and Mario Odyssey. This year he's going to buy a Pokemon game because I'm basically forcing him to. I'm like twisting his arm because of a promise he made on a podcast. And then he might pick up Smash. Might. Or he'll just play my Smash. But he's going to get Pokemon. Like he's a 1 game. He doesn't have time. He works 2-3 jobs himself. Then also comes over and helps me. Like he doesn't have time for gaming as much as he used to. Although he still is able to game because of Switch. Granted, he's only playing Mario and Zelda, but he has a lot of fun with Mario and Zelda. Got a lot of time put into those games. Let me see here. LAN Party. Undertale's on September 15th. Let's buy Eric games on his wish list. He doesn't have a wish list. He literally does not have a wish list. He has a bunch of, those games look cool, but he's not going to play them. There's no point. Eric's one of those guys that you almost don't want to buy games for because there's like a 99.9% chance he's never even going to boot it up. Or he's just going to turn around and give them to me to play. Or give away. Eric is a very interesting guy when it comes to gaming. He is paying a lot more attention to news. And it's weird, too, because he's single. He doesn't have kids. Like, I work multiple jobs. Granted, one of my jobs is based around video games, which helps. But I work multiple jobs, and I'm a parent of 3 and can find ways to find time. I think that Eric sometimes forgets. He doesn't keep his Switch on him, which is his own fault. He, for a while, was keeping his Switch with him all the time. And so then, breaks at work, lunch break at work. He's got to wait for his mom to do something, bust up the Switch. He's got to wait for this, got to wait for that. He used to play Switch in a lot of interesting situations that Switch is made for. And then he just stopped carrying it around with him, I think, because the battery died once and he didn't have a charger with him. And then he just stopped carrying it around. And so now he's playing it less. It's one of those, I got to kind of remind him now, hey, why don't you bring your Switch? Like, you're bored? You're texting me all bored. Why aren't you playing your Switch? It's not that he's falling out of love with the platform. It's just, it's still kind of new, right? This idea of carrying a second device with you everywhere. Most people carry their phones. They don't carry another device. So him getting used to having that with him and making it part of his routine is a little difficult. But yeah, he's not someone that I would. I won't even buy games for him if I'm being completely honest. And he's my best friend. He could borrow my games if he wants. Like if I have a physical copy, he's more than welcome to borrow it. But he literally has no interest. Oh, he does have Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. My bad. He does have Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. He really loves Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So there you go. I totally forgot he had that game. He's actually, that's the game he's working on completing right now, actually, is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And then I think he's picking up the DLC. So there you go. He's actually got 3 games, and he'll have 4 when Pokemon comes. So there you go. Have I noticed Salt and Sanctuary and 2D Dark Souls like games suddenly getting a Switch port in a day or so when Dark Souls on Switch doesn't have its date yet? Here's what I say about that. The game's called Salt and Sanctuary. It's not Dark Souls. You can compare it to Dark Souls if you would like. You can call it a 2D Dark Souls if you would like. But it's not Dark Souls, so why does it matter? It's an indie game. Dark Souls is a AAA game made by a AAA studio. Salt and Sanctuary is an indie title. The two aren't related in any possible way, even if one's inspired by the other. So, why does it matter that it's coming out when we still don't have a date for Dark Souls? Indie games are coming out all the time. Why does it matter? It's Salt and Sanctuary. Okay. What is that supposed to mean to me in comparison to any other indie game that comes out? Because it's based on Dark Souls or it takes inspiration from Dark Souls? Like, okay. But it's not Dark Souls. So why does it matter? Why are we even having that conversation? They're not related in any way. It's just another indie game. And that does not mean dismissing that it's just another indie game. It's just that indie games are always coming out. So I don't get a correlation there. Personally, don't understand what you're even trying to ask. It really doesn't make any sense. So Task Force Baseball, like he's playing. He does play Task Force Baseball a lot more than me. I play it a little bit every day, but he plays he'll play religiously on that game, man. Although, has he played today? I can find out. That's the cool thing is in Tap Sports Baseballs, I can tell how much time he put in today in the game. How many times you've been streaming? Well, this is the second stream today. I did a little stream earlier today for an hour and a half. I have a gift? Ooh, get my gift. What are you gifting me? Ooh, NOS draft pick. I have a trading block box? What the heck is this? Oh, I got Michael Conforto. All right. Let me see what if anything Eric has done today. Well, I won't be able to tell because the club day is over. He must not have did much though. Yeah, he must not have did much because we didn't rank very high. He's up there though. He's got quite a bit of points. Oh, I'm not the worst person in the club. I don't play it. No, there's people that play this game all the time. I used to play it all the time. Switch. Kind of reduced my time. When you guys all think of the rumored August 3rd Direct? At this point, rumored Directs, unless it comes from somebody that I trust implicitly, are things I'm not even going to entertain at this point. We talked about a potential rumor for one in July. It wasn't true. That's it. I'm not going to talk about a rumor direct again unless it comes from somebody I trust and know. And right now, the people I trust and know are not saying anything about a direct. So, indie games are a nice bonus. That's all they've ever been for me. That's all they'll ever be for me regardless of which platform they're on. See, I don't get that. Indie games aren't a bonus. They're legit video games. They're not a bonus. Indie games, to me, I view just like on par with any other game. It's just the only difference is that indie games seem to just come out and release without much warning. And to me, that's personally the fault of them not putting enough emphasis on marketing. But that's usually one of the last things you learn as an independent studio is how to properly market a game. Let's see here. Where's my boy Phoenix Wright for Switch? It's probably going to be a game in 2019. On Google, it says in 3 days under the Direct website for some people. I doubt that. Let me type in Nintendo Direct in Google right now. I highly doubt that. If it's only for some people, they're just making it up. There's nothing. To go to the Nintendo Direct site. There's not even an open slot on the site, so there's nothing coming right now. All right. People are just making things up. He's only doing it as a reward from what? Vinesauce? I don't. Why is Vinesauce talking about things? I played Darkest Dungeon for 70 hours, Stardew for 65, and Zelda for 55. Indie games are just as good. Usually have a lot of heart and thought put into them. Yeah, like indie games can be. There's like I'll give you. This is an example. It's kind of a cop-out example, but technically Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice at the time it was made was an indie game, but you could have bought that and everyone would have thought it was AAA. So I mean, indie games can be on par with anything. It's just it's a mindset. It's what you enjoy. If you don't enjoy sprite games, if you don't enjoy 2D games, that is going to disqualify a lot of indie titles. But there's still going to be some that aren't that way. Some that are full 3D. Some that are more ambitious. Ukulele, more ambitious. Stuff like that you might end up enjoying. So the independent scene has a wide gambit of stuff they do. So, let's see here. The open slots mean anything at this point anymore. We get open slots 2 months before a Direct. I mean, open slots just indicate that a Direct is coming. It doesn't indicate when. But the thing is, when you have 0 open slots, it usually means there's not a Nintendo Direct coming at all. Rigo Romero, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Out of nowhere. He says, totally agree with you on your Netflix video. I travel a lot out of the country and would love to have it since I bring my Switch to hotels all the time. Yeah, it would be great. I personally like watching Netflix. Like, I watch Netflix on my phone. Everyone watches Netflix on their phone. But wouldn't it be sweet if, especially when you're traveling, if you could just have that device with your kickstand, prop it up next to your bed, watch your Netflix because there's nothing on the hotel TV you want to watch. I know some have premium channels, but usually you don't have DVR functionality and you have to rent all the movies. You can't actually just watch an HBO movie. So you set it up and you watch your Netflix and you can still use your phone and still text people and, stuff like that. Like, I think it's something I have come to really, really enjoy. It kind of sucks when I'm, watching Netflix on my phone and all of a sudden it's like, oh, someone texts me. I got to stop my show to do this when I can still pay attention to my show and finish a text message or play my Tap Sports Baseball even. Or vice versa. Set up Netflix on your phone and then play the Switch. It's something that I wish was there as a user convenience. But I'm glad I'm glad that someone else agrees with me. I know some other people agree with me as well. It needs to be here. It's time. It's time for all the streaming services to just come. And now you have like the Rainway app. You guys remember the Rainway app that was announced for Switch? And it's really weird because last year they said that Nintendo approved of the Rainway app. This year, why isn't the Rainway app on Switch? We're waiting on Nintendo to approve it. So did they lie last year for marketing purposes? I don't know. Because they definitely were marketing they were going to have a Switch version last year to garner support on Patreon, or not Patreon, Kickstarter or whatever. And here we are, how many months later, they've shown that it runs on Switch. They have video evidence it runs on Switch. But now they're saying they need Nintendo to approve of the app to even be on Switch. When they said they had that approval last year. So it's like, between Netflix, between the YouTube and Amazon and all these other streaming services Nintendo's just not allowing, I don't know what's going on. Netflix and everyone's saying it's in Nintendo's court. Nintendo is saying, go ask Netflix and all these companies. it's just really annoying. I'm not the only one that thinks that, right? Like, it's really annoying that everyone's just pointing fingers at each other, and it's like, why can't we just get this resolved? What is going... Nintendo, are your demands unreasonable compared to every other device out there? You know, percentages or whatever it is. Which makes no sense. You had Netflix. You had all this stuff. There's YouTube, Netflix, and, like, Amazon on 3DS for crying out loud. I mean, come on. But, whatever. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, God, there's still some left. And I want to get rid of that Jackal Blast. It is turned in a bad way. Let me see. Didn't they market it with Cuphead on the Switch with Rainway? Seems strange that would be allowed. They marketed. What they did is they said Rainway was going to come to all platforms. Because it's not on PlayStation or Xbox yet either. There's been some beta, but it's not fully released. It's on Android, I think, officially, and PC to PC. They need to... I don't know. I'm excited for the Rainway app, but I think it's going to eventually release. They have it running on Switch. It's just... Is it really Nintendo holding it up? I think once the floodgates open, because it is a streaming service, right? Even though you're streaming games from your PC, it's a streaming service. So there seems to be this holdup with streaming services that aren't Hulu. Does Hulu have an exclusivity contract for some time for streaming services? Or is there something deeper going on here? No one's spilling the beans on what it is, because whatever gets spilled is probably going to make someone look really, really, really bad. Whether it's Nintendo or it's the streaming companies. My thought process is it's on Nintendo, because if it was on the streaming companies, they're all individual companies. They're not all individually going to agree to like different terms, if that makes sense. Like, they're not just gonna, talk behind the scenes and be like, yeah, we're all gonna blackball Nintendo. Like, no. Nintendo has something going on that's not allowing these. You can argue it's the Nintendo Online service, but is it? Like, if they come out and they have a direct for August talking about the Nintendo Online service in September, and they say, oh, when the service launches, by the way, we're going to put Netflix and Amazon and all this stuff behind the paywall. It's like, no, we already learned with Xbox that is not okay. So that would suck. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It sounds like to me it's Nintendo's fault. Too many, like, these are all individual companies. Why would they all have a hard time getting something up? I don't know. But again, presumptions. We don't really know anything. We're not going to know anything until it finally comes out. And then when the services come out, then Nintendo and then, those companies might finally say, well, reality is we have an issue with contract negotiations. Reality is they wanted us to wait for the online service. Reality is that Nintendo wanted a percentage of the subscription service fees, which wouldn't make any sense, since if everyone takes a percentage of the subscription service fees, then the subscription services themselves don't make any money, because those services are on literally everything. Imagine that everything you watch Netflix on wanted a percentage of the money you pay to Netflix. Like, oh my gosh, would that be crazy? And why would that, like, Netflix takes on all the bandwidth. So why would that make any sense? Anyways. Just my thoughts. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Not getting a ton of questions, and we're almost to midnight. I'm going to go and head to bed. We have our actual legit scheduled Q&A either at noon or 1 p.m. Central. I'm not sure which yet. I will try to announce it ahead of time. Oh, one thing I should ask before I head out. I'm probably going to put up a community post after I go to bed, or when I'm in bed, is Madden 19 comes out for me tomorrow on PC. Would you guys be cool if I streamed Madden 19 here at Nintendo Prime? Or would you rather me stream it at my second channel? Because it's not a Nintendo game. It's got zero association. Was there someone talking to Twitch? Oh, there was. Sorry, Sean. Normally I check Switch. Or check Twitch, but no one was there watching like a moment ago, so I wasn't checking it anymore. Because I know a lot of people be like, oh, just stream here. But I worry about, like, are people going to, like, massively unsubscribe from the channel because I'm streaming a game that isn't on, like, I'm streaming a PC game on here? Like, I don't want to scare people away for them getting a bunch of notifications. Hey, Nintendo Prime is streaming Madden 19 for PC. You know? Like, this channel's called Nintendo Prime. It's not Nate Prime. My other channel is called Nathaniel Ruffle Jantz. So, like, yeah, no one's going to get mad over there. Your interests also fit here. I wish that was the way, but, like, the name Nintendo Prime implies Nintendo content. So, I don't know. I just don't want to, like, kill subscriber count because I just want to stream Madden 19. My excuse originally was going to be, hey, bring the Rainway app to Switch, and then I could show off the Rainway app by streaming Madden 19 off my PC to my Switch, back through a capture card, back through my PC to the internet. Very complex for no reason, other than an excuse to stream Madden, but I don't even have that excuse. Speaking of late night, nice 35K. Thanks, man. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we hit that yesterday or the day before. I can't remember at this point. I think it was yesterday. All right. Well, that's going to do it. Again, we'll have a daytime Q&A tomorrow. Peace.